Hello everybody, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Tuesday, September the 10th, year 2013. I was reading an old Sports Illustrated magazine from August 26. And in it, they have a story about this soccer player. His name is, let's see, what is his name? Mario Balotelli. I guess he's a really good soccer player. I used to play soccer back in junior high, but I don't follow it. I've seen like one professional soccer game at the Houston Astrodome years ago, back in the 80s, I believe. But he had a very interesting quote in here. And it was interesting because I guess he's Italian. He was actually born in Italy, but his parents were from another country, so he had to wait till he was 18 to become an Italian citizen. And as you can see, he's black. And so some of the people over there, I guess you could say, don't like him because of that. And sometimes when he's out on the field, they taunt him, throw bananas on the field. But what he said was, you know, if I can find the quote, I remember it. But he was saying that racism is like cigarette smoking. Yeah, he says, it's like a cigarette. He says, okay, here's the quote right here. You can't delete racism, Balotelli says, or Balotelli says. It's like a cigarette. You can't stop smoking if you don't want to. I mean, and he's right. When you think about it, if you don't want to quit smoking, you're not going to quit. If you don't want to quit drinking, you're not going to quit. And if you don't want to quit hating somebody based on their color of their skin, or their eye color, or hair color, or where they come from, you're not going to quit. And you see, that's, in essence, part of the problem. Because most people believe that, you know, racism is bad and nobody should think that way. But you see, now we get back to that sticky problem of one person or group forcing their will or belief on another person or group. And then we have then the fight is on. So if I believe that you shouldn't be racist, but, you know, say my neighbor isn't racist, and I try and force my belief on him, the fight's on. Now, the thing is, if he's racist, so long as he stays on his side of the property line, leaves me alone, that's cool. He can believe what he wants. But if he tries to come over here and somehow force his will and belief on me, well then he's going to meet with Mr. Remington. And it's just that simple. Just like if I were to go over there, I might meet with his Mr. Remington. So you see, that's part of the problem. So once again, we really don't need to change other people's beliefs. I mean, same thing just like gay marriage. You know, some people think it's okay, some people don't. But when you try and force things on one group, trying to force their beliefs on the others, that's where you have problems. Now, you might say, well, if you don't force beliefs, then you can have unfair practices, and you can have discrimination. Well, that's true. That is true. But it's just that we have to recognize that our hands aren't clean if we're forcing something. Because, you know, birds of a feather flock together, right? So if somebody has a belief, like they all believe in seventh day, so they want to take the 7th day, Saturday. That's their holy day. They take that day off. Other people think it's Sunday. Well, I mean, there's no reason to fight about it. You take off Saturday, you take off Sunday. Live and let live. But when they try and force their belief and say who's right, who's wrong, that's where it all breaks down. We start to have wars. The thing is, the only solution to the problem is to live and let live. But sometimes that's not so easy to do because the other person might try and, you know, take your lunch money or take your property or kill you. So you have to defend yourself. You can't just turn the other cheek. Otherwise, you'll be taking a dirt nap, as my friend Danny used to say. So I really don't have a solution. But being able to recognize the problem, the real problem, what the problem really is, as opposed to what you think the problem is crucial, it's key. Something I learned as a computer programmer analyst. So I was good at fixing other people's code because I see what the problem is. Anyway, racism is like cigarette smoking. You know, people just aren't going to quit unless they want to.